Scorpio, if you've been praying for a breakthrough especially in your finances, then this is not a coincidence. Big financial news is coming your way, and a divine blessing is already in motion. This video was created for one sacred purpose, to help you align with the spiritual shift happening between October 8th and 10, a window of cosmic opportunity tailor-made for your soul. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. Something greater, whether you call it God, the universe, or your higher self, guided you here for a reason. Because during this 3-day portal, the stars align in a way that hasn't happened for you all year. And this alignment is unlocking not just money, but confirmation. You are not behind. You are being positioned. Right now, Mercury is forming a harmonious trine with Jupiter, and the Sun is lighting up your house of personal values. That's why you may have felt a deep internal whisper telling you, something's about to change. You're right. And that something isn't just circumstantial, it's spiritual. Before we go deeper, take a moment. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Do you feel it? That quiet knowing that you're meant for more, that your financial healing is part of your soul's expansion? That's the energy this video carries. Not hype. Not predictions. But alignment. This is not just about gaining money. It's about becoming the kind of person who can hold, manage, and multiply divine provision without fear, guilt, or self-doubt. The kind of person who no longer chases wealth but attracts it through frequency, intention, and divine timing. You see, Scorpio, I believe in something deeper than luck. I believe in divine orchestration. I believe that even in your darkest moments, when you weren't sure how to make it through, the heavens were tracking your steps. And now, you're being rewarded. Not because you're lucky, but because you stayed faithful, even when it hurt. This next season isn't random, it's your harvest. Let me take a moment to offer my sincere gratitude for your presence here. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber to Miracle of the Sign is a thread in the tapestry of spiritual awakening we're creating together. Your energy doesn't go unnoticed, that it strengthens this entire field. And because of that, these messages keep reaching the people who truly need them. Now, Scorpio, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what led you here today? Was it a sign? A dream? A quiet pull in your spirit? Write it down, and if you feel ready, declare your intention by typing, I am open to receive divine financial blessings. That's how we seal our alignment with action, not just thought. Stay with me until the end of this video. What the universe is about to reveal isn't just insight, it's activation. Let's walk this together. Because from October 8th to 10th, something holy is reaching for you, and it wants to be welcomed. From the moment we began this journey together, Scorpio, you could feel it. Something was already stirring in the unseen. That quiet but undeniable energy pulling at your awareness isn't just a feeling, it's the ripple of alignment awakening in real time. And now, as we enter this sacred 3-day window from October 8th to 10th, the celestial orchestration becomes too clear to ignore. The Sun in Libra is casting a soft, golden spotlight over the part of your chart that governs money, self-worth, and personal values. But this isn't just about financial gain, it's about your evolving relationship with what you believe you're worthy of. The way you value yourself is the magnet that draws or repels abundance. And this week, the magnet is humming at a frequency that invites transformation. Mercury in harmonious trine with Jupiter on October 9th brings a burst of divine communication, sudden opportunities, uplifting news, inspired conversations, or messages that seem heaven-sent. What shows up during this time won't be random. It will be deeply aligned with what your soul has been praying for, even if your mind hasn't yet found the words. The beauty of this aspect is in its generosity. Jupiter magnifies what Mercury delivers, and the result is often expansion, not just in your external life, but in your belief in what's possible. It is here, in this alignment, that you may receive a proposal, a deal, a piece of wisdom, or an opening that shifts your material world in surprising ways. But perhaps the most delicate and nuanced energy arrives with Venus opposing Neptune on October 10th. This transit often speaks in whispers. It's mysterious, emotional, and deeply reflective. At first glance, it can feel confusing or foggy, but when you lean in with clarity and compassion, you realize that this is the moment where your heart is asked to lead. This aspect can uncover illusions financially, romantically, or spiritually. It may ask you to pause before making commitments, to listen closely to what's being said and unsaid. But here's the hidden blessing: if your motivations come from a pure place, if your actions are rooted in love and truth, Neptune rewards you with higher insight and spiritual abundance that transcends mere transactions. Scorpio, money is energy. It is not your enemy, nor is it your savior. It is a current that moves in response to the emotions, intentions, and beliefs you carry within you. And during these few days, you are being invited to witness how you've been managing that current. Are you holding on too tightly, fearing loss? Are you pushing it away subconsciously, believing you're not worthy? Or are you finally stepping into that place of gratitude where giving and receiving become one fluid motion? This isn't just financial astrology, this is emotional healing disguised as cosmic opportunity. Take a quiet moment after this to write down 3 things you wish money could heal in your life. Not just the bills or the debts, but the emotional weight behind them. Would you feel lighter if you could finally treat your family to a trip? Would you sleep better if your home felt more secure? Would your creativity blossom if you weren't under pressure? These aren't luxuries. They are part of the healing. They are spiritual needs expressed through earthly desires. And when you're done writing, declare this truth aloud: I don't just want money, I want what money represents. Freedom, safety, and the restoration of peace. This simple act of naming your intention grounds your vibration and invites the universe to respond in kind. It's not wishful thinking. It's spiritual alignment made practical. You're not just attracting cash. You're attracting clarity. You're not just entering a lucky moment, you're stepping into the next chapter of how you co-create your life. And believe me, Scorpio, once you learn to master the energy of money through trust, gratitude, and emotional truth, you'll never chase it again. It will know how to find you. Following the energetic alignment we just explored, the cards that now unfold bring an even deeper invitation, an invitation not merely to hope for prosperity but to embody the kind of soul who can truly receive, hold, and steward abundance with wisdom and grace. These cards aren't random pulls. They are living symbols, each one a mirror reflecting not only what is coming toward you, Scorpio, but what is already awakening within you. The Empress appears first, not as a promise of instant wealth, but as a reminder that the soil of your life is fertile right now. She speaks to creation, not just physical birth, but the birth of new ideas, financial opportunities, and emotional nourishment. She carries the frequency of abundance not through force, but through flow. When you receive the Empress, you're being asked to slow down, to listen, to nurture, and to honor the quiet yet powerful growth happening beneath the surface. This card invites you to step into a season of receiving with purpose, and that begins with gratitude. Not the performative kind, but the deep, cellular kind, the kind that rewires your nervous system and reminds your spirit that it is safe to prosper. Following her is the Ten of Pentacles, a card that doesn't just speak of money, but of legacy. It asks you to think long-term. What are you building that will last beyond today? True wealth, this card whispers, isn't just about how much you earn, it's about the structure you create for safety, love, and meaning. The Ten of Pentacles brings attention to your roots, family, ancestry, tradition, and security. It often comes when you've been working tirelessly without recognizing how far you've come. If you've been caught in survival mode, this card is an affirmation that you are stepping into a new phase where support, not scarcity, becomes the foundation. It may also call you to examine your relationship with money in the context of those you love. Are you carrying financial patterns from generations before you that no longer serve you? Now is the time to break those patterns, not out of rebellion, but from a place of conscious restoration. Then comes Judgment, the spiritual turning point. This card does not arrive gently. It is not a whisper but a sacred call. It echoes in the soul, asking you to rise not in ego, but in awareness. Judgment isn't about punishment or reward, it's about alignment. It asks, are you ready to be honest about the life you're meant to live? Not the one that was expected of you, but the one that your heart keeps whispering about when the world is quiet. It may come after a period of confusion, grief, or even exhaustion. But it's here to say, you are being given another chance, not because you failed, but because your soul is ready for a new chapter. Together, these three cards form a story. The Empress cultivates, the Ten of Pentacles secures, and Judgment awakens. This is the cycle of conscious abundance, not quick wins, but meaningful transformations. If you're willing to meet this moment with honesty, softness, and courage, the rewards will go far beyond what you can hold in your hands. So Scorpio, I invite you to ask yourself gently, what kind of abundance am I really ready for? Is it just income, or is it impact? Is it just money, or is it meaning? And when you feel that truth stirring in your chest, write it down in the comments. Declare it boldly, I am ready to be reborn into a life of full-spectrum wealth. Because once you speak it, the energy begins to move. And when it does, you won't need to chase it. You'll simply align and receive. If you've been walking through life with the belief that money only comes with struggle, that it arrives through pain or leaves in silence, Scorpio, then this part of your journey invites you into a deeper kind of transformation, one that begins not in your bank account, but in the stories you've been telling yourself about worth, wealth, and what it means to truly receive. What if abundance isn't earned by exhaustion, but by alignment? What if the most powerful currency isn't just cash but clarity? This moment isn't about manifesting fast fortune, it's about healing your energetic relationship with money. As a Scorpio, your sign is deeply wired for intensity, for emotional depth, and for soul-level truth. But sometimes that intensity gets tangled up in outdated beliefs. I must suffer to deserve, I'll lose it as soon as I have it, money makes people untrustworthy, or the quiet fear, who am I to be financially free? These beliefs are not your truth, they are echoes from old conditioning, ancestral survival, or even cultural scripts that no longer fit the expanded life you're creating. So now, you're being invited to rewrite the narrative. And to do so with love. Money, at its core, is energy. It flows where it feels safe, where it is respected, where it's honored, not feared, worshipped, or hoarded. This is where the law of attraction gently meets financial self-responsibility. It's not about asking the universe to drop wealth into your lap without movement. It's about becoming the version of yourself who knows how to hold wealth, with confidence, joy, and calm intention. It's about being someone whose energy says, I am ready to channel abundance not just for myself, but for the people I love and the world I serve. And that begins with small, sacred acts. Imagine budgeting not as a burden, but as an intimate love letter to your future. What if setting financial boundaries was a form of spiritual self-care? What if every dollar you spent was either a vote for who you're becoming or a whisper of self-neglect? When you begin to treat money like a partner in your growth, everything shifts. It's not about becoming rigid or obsessed, it's about moving with mindfulness. It's about checking in with your heart before you swipe the card. It's about knowing the difference between spending to fill a void and spending to build a life. So here's a gentle practice. Each morning this week, hold your wallet or a small amount of cash in your hand. Breathe deeply. Feel its weight. And say, with quiet conviction, I am a faithful steward. Money comes to me to be used for light, for joy, for purpose. Let that affirmation echo in your nervous system, retraining your emotional body to see money not as a threat, but as a tool for safety and service. Let it anchor you when fear creeps in. Let it open the door to flow. And if you're facing debt, know this, shame has no place in your healing. Debt is not your identity, it's just a story that's ready to change. Begin where you are, and take one loving step forward. Every payment you make is a declaration, I am no longer available for scarcity. I am building a new foundation. This is how abundance begins, not in lottery wins or lucky breaks, but in the quiet power of emotional alignment and conscious choice. Scorpio, you are not here to chase money. You are here to become the kind of soul that money trusts. The kind that receives without guilt, gives without fear, and holds wealth with grounded grace. Keep walking forward. The energy is already responding. Love, in all its forms, asks us to become more than we were before. And right now, Scorpio, you're being invited to step into a new depth of emotional maturity, one that goes beyond fleeting romance or surface-level connection. Whether you are currently in a relationship or walking this chapter alone, this moment holds the potential for healing that will ripple far beyond your heart. In astrology, the energies surrounding you now are soft yet potent, bringing clarity to how you give and receive love, how you hold space for others, and most importantly how you hold space for yourself. If you're in a partnership, the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles come together to offer a powerful message. The strength of your bond lies not in perfection, but in shared vision. You and your partner may be facing subtle or overt tension around money, life direction, or emotional expectations. This is not a sign of failure. It is a sacred opportunity for dialogue, not debate. Rather than focusing on who's right or wrong, the universe is gently nudging you to ask, what future are we building together? The Empress reminds you that nurturing love means creating space for vulnerability, for rest, and for new beginnings. The Ten of Pentacles speaks of legacy of love that can weather seasons because it's rooted in shared values, not just shared moments. Now is the time to pause and realign with what matters most. Can you let go of needing to be understood first, and choose instead to understand? For those who are single, the energy of judgment rises with purpose. This card often arrives when a chapter is circling back not to trap you, but to free you. Someone from the past may re-enter your field. Not because they're the one, but because they are a mirror showing you who you used to be, and how much you've grown since. Before you act, take a breath and ask, does this person align with who I am today, or with the version of me who tolerated less than I deserve? Sometimes we confuse divine timing with divine recycling. But what's returning isn't always meant to stay. It may only be here to help you close the door gently, with grace instead of guilt. In either case, whether partnered or not, the deeper work is the same, cultivating emotional presence. True intimacy doesn't begin with grand gestures or perfect communication. It begins with being there fully. And sometimes, the most healing thing you can offer someone is not your solution, but your silence. To sit with someone, to witness them without interrupting, without fixing, without jumping to defend or direct, that is love in its purest, most powerful form. You're also being reminded now to turn this kind of love inward. To give yourself what you so often extend to others: patience, gentleness, and time. Being available to your family or loved ones doesn't mean sacrificing your own peace. It means showing up honestly, not out of obligation, but from a space of fullness. If you're depleted, then tending to yourself is not selfish, it's wise. Because emotional support, to be sustainable, must come from a well that you continue to refill. Let this be the season where your presence is your gift. Not your productivity. Not your problem solving. Just your presence. The kind of presence that listens without defending. That asks without assuming. That chooses to stay soft even when things feel uncertain. That says, I'm here. Not to fix you, but to feel with you. That, Scorpio, is the energy that heals, and when you live from that space, love no longer needs to be chased. It will come to you in the most natural way possible because your very being will have become the invitation. When we talk about abundance, Scorpio, we often look outward toward money, relationships, or opportunities. But real abundance begins within the vessel that carries you through this lifetime, your body. And the universe is now gently reminding you that the energy you carry, the frequency you emit, and the manifestations you magnetize are all deeply intertwined with how you treat this sacred vessel. Just as you wouldn't pour gold into a cracked jar, the flow of blessings cannot fully arrive if your physical and emotional foundation is depleted, ignored, or overwhelmed. That's why this phase of your journey invites you to return, not to hustle, not to force, but to replenish. There is something beautifully radical about slowing down in a world that glorifies exhaustion. But slowing down is not retreating, it is recalibrating. You are not falling behind when you choose rest, you are rising within. Every choice you make to honor your well-being is an energetic declaration to the universe: I am ready to hold more. I am preparing my frequency for expansion. One of the simplest and most powerful shifts you can make is to approach your meals as moments of spiritual alignment. Before the first bite, pause. Take 3 deep, grounding breaths, not just to calm your system, but to tune your vibration. This small act reconnects you with the present, and invites your body to receive nourishment not as fuel to push harder, but as a gift to sustain you. Imagine your plate as a colorful offering, a reflection of the earth's generosity. Fresh greens, ripe fruits, warm grains, these aren't just foods. They are codes of vitality that speak directly to your cells. When you eat with intention, you become a participant in the miracle of restoration. Hydration becomes a ritual of clarity. Begin your mornings with warm water, perhaps infused with lemon, honey, or cinnamon. It's not just about digestion. It's about flushing away the heaviness, physical or emotional, that may be clinging to your energy field. It's a daily baptism into a lighter state of being. Think of it as clearing the runway for your next energetic takeoff. And then there is sleep, not as a luxury, but as sacred maintenance. Scorpio, your mind is constantly active, processing deep layers of emotional and energetic information. But your body needs softness. Not just hours of sleep, but quality rest. Make your bedtime a ritual of release. Lower the lights, silence the noise, put your hand on your heart and whisper something kind to yourself. You deserve that. Your nervous system deserves that. Healing happens when you feel safe enough to let go. Too often, we treat self-care as an afterthought, as something we earn after we've done enough. But what if self-care is the very thing that makes us capable of doing enough? What if tending to your body is the exact signal the universe is waiting for to trust you with more? When you begin to see your physical health as the foundation for your energetic expansion, everything changes. You begin to glow, not because you're striving, but because you're in harmony. And from that harmony, manifestation becomes effortless. Let this be the season where you stop apologizing for rest. Where you reclaim your right to feel good, not someday, but now. You were never meant to run on empty. You were meant to radiate. You were meant to move with presence, eat with reverence, rest with dignity. And as you do, you raise your frequency, and from that place, all things are possible. Not because you chased them, but because they recognized your energy and chose you back. Scorpio, if you've made it to this point in our journey together, then something in your spirit already knows you are the one unlocking the treasure. And the treasure isn't out there, hidden in some distant future or buried beneath layers of achievement. It begins the moment you allow yourself to believe that you are worthy, right now, of everything sacred you've been longing for. The permission you've been waiting for. It was never external. It was yours to give all along. You see, manifestation is not about waiting for luck. It's about remembering that you are the magnet. The thoughts you think, the emotions you nurture, the choices you make, each is a message, a prayer, a vibration that echoes into the field of life itself. So I ask you, gently and with love, what have you been radiating lately? Are your inner narratives aligned with the abundance you seek? Or are you still negotiating with old versions of yourself that believed struggle was a requirement? This moment, these exact words you're hearing, could be the turning point if you allow it to be. You're not here by accident. You didn't watch this video just to be entertained. A part of you showed up for truth, for remembrance, and for realignment. The universe doesn't give you desires as a form of punishment, it gives them as a roadmap. And it waits for your yes. So what if today, right now, you whispered yes? What if you said, I am ready to step into my expansion. I am done shrinking. I am done doubting. I am done playing small with the God-given life inside me. This is the frequency that unlocks the next chapter. Not desperation. Not control. Just presence. Just honesty. Just permission. Maybe you don't need to work harder. Maybe you just need to come back to what already lives inside you. Can you soften enough to receive? Can you stay open when the blessing arrives in a form you didn't expect? The energy we've explored together today, from emotional healing, to financial flow, to physical renewal, has only one true purpose: to remind you that you are already equipped. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being guided, loved, and prepared for more. The treasure isn't the money, the relationship, or even the breakthrough. The treasure is who you become in the process of allowing it all in. So now, take a moment. Ask yourself, what truth am I ready to claim? What fear am I ready to release? What kind of life am I willing to receive, not someday, but today? And if this message awakens something real inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Anchor it. Speak it into existence. Comment below with the words, "I am ready to unlock the treasure, not just for myself, but for those I love." And before you go, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Miracle of the Sign, and share this light with someone who may need it right now. Your presence here means more than you know. Every single comment, every act of engagement, is a ripple that moves through the field, bringing more guidance to more souls, exactly when they need it. You are the miracle. You are the sign. Keep walking. Keep receiving. Keep choosing the light. Because it has always, always chosen you.